forgot to turn my mic on there. Hey, how's it going? So, just a heads up, I increased the gain ever so slightly on my microphone. Yeah, because I did notice that I was a little bit quiet in the last episode. So, hey. But anyways, welcome to episode, 9? I try to keep track of these episodes, but I just can't, for whatever reason. It's episode 9. It's like, hey, how many episodes did you do? Who knows? Not me, your brain, the part of your body that is supposed to know these things. Anyways, episode 9 of Guess I'll Die. Pardon me, I just ate. So a little bit of a recap. Oh man, I came up with a name for the goblin troop, but I was either gonna call them the troop of goblins or the group of misfits or the misfits, because I mean these are a bunch of fucking misfit toys here. Either way, the current party managed to get the go-ahead to stay in town and not destroy the place. And then kind of got roped into a little bit of problems that were aimed at, that sort of involved the previous party. For reasons unknown, there was a murder, and there was a note addressed to Elsana, who, if you remember, was the war priest of Desna in the previous party. And the note read, "You will learn to love me, desire me in time as she did. Give yourself to the pack, and it shall all end. Signed, your lordship." So, something's going on that tied the previous party to the murder, or at the very least tied them to the murderer. And now the current party of goblins have to figure out what the heck's going on. They didn't really solve the most recent murder of Benny Harker and Katrine Vinder, but they did get some good information deducing that that the killer is most likely a ghast or some sort of undead that gives off kind of a horrible stench. And the jury saw on whether or not it was hired by someone. Probably not, but who knows. And now, after investigating that and learning that most of the area of the Varisian coast was controlled by this old group of Thessalonian mages known as the Rune Lords, and that's where this 7-pointed Sihedron rune came from. They now are going to go to Habe Sanatorium, which is what's on screen here. Habe's Sanatorium. And they're going to try and talk to the owner of the place, Aaron Habe. Before they leave, they are... Well, if I remember correctly, they... When told Sheriff Hemlock this, he's like... he was... Give him the go-ahead. But before they leave, he goes, hold on a second. It would probably be a good idea if I gave you a letter of introduction. While the sanatorium itself isn't necessarily, part of Sandpoint, it'd probably be a good idea. I mean, the guards here and some guards in Magnamar often take people, well, I say often, but we have taken people to the sanatorium before, so they sort of know us, or know of us. If you give me a moment, I'll get that written up. This is going to be the weirdest letter of introduction I've ever written. Now I just realized. Just give me a moment. And he goes off to do that. And Zavis just sighs. What's wrong, Scarface? You sound displeased. Well, yeah, I'm displeased. You said that, all we were gonna do here is go shop. No, I didn't say that's all we were going to do. I said that there's a possibility that, we may end up getting roped into some stuff, and that's exactly what happened. I still don't like it. All this stuff with undead. First, we have to deal with odd women who are looking to turn themselves into demons. Now we're dealing with undead. Not to mention the whole fact that there's this ancient Thasso whatever stuff where Thistletop is. I don't like it. I don't care, really. I mean, I thought the face kind of looked cool. Of course you wouldn't mind. The only things you ever care about are a good fight and food. You're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. I will say, though, that this probably, man, use your words much. Oh, shut up. Shut up. I'm thinking. Yes, we can tell. I will eat your toad. I'll have you know, I'll eat it in one bite. Get on with it, much. Will I be able to bite a ghast? I would probably advise against it, considering that such things carry the taint of, well, themselves upon them. I mean, tainted flesh, I've dealt with that before, Something's been left in the larder a bit too long and it smells kind of funny. But, I mean, that's fine. A little bit of tummy rumbles, but that's not what I meant. Ghasts and ghouls are usually created through, and correct me if I'm wrong, Yala, but there's a disease called ghoul fever that turns you into one of them. This an undeath disease. I wouldn't necessarily call it an undeath disease, but yeah, it's not great. I think it's usually from when they bite you or when they scratch you, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, no, I'm with Zabas on this one. Probably not a good idea to bite these ones. I mean, I know that's your whole thing, but get them with the club. Yeah, all right, fine. Where the hell's the sheriff? I'm right here. Ah, shit. Jeez, you'd think someone so tall that they wouldn't be able to sneak up on you. You'd be surprised. I've heard tales of caravans getting attacked by giants. You wouldn't think something so big would be so sneaky, and then it happens. Yeah, no, I don't think I ever want to deal with giants. That sounds terrifying. Anyways, you have the note? Yep, right here. There you go. I would probably be on my best behavior with Habe. He's a bit skittish. He spooks easily, kind of like a untrained horse. Except, it's not a horse. Insightful. Well, shit. Do we know where our mounts are? Right. Yeah, we sort of just, we sort of just left them out in the wilderness, huh? Mm-hmm. What's this about mounts? Well, here's the thing. Hemlock. We came here on goblin dogs. And we didn't want to, run the risk of them getting, killed. So we kind of let them loose. I don't suppose you all would want some ponies. At this point, Murch frowns heavily. No, we would not like some ponies. Well, Murch wouldn't, but I don't mind. Whatever gets us there, but, we'll probably go and look for our mounts. Do you know how long it's going to take to get there? And where it is? Right, here's a map, and he points out where Have's sanatorium is. Mounted, it should only take you a few hours, depending on how long this interview with Graced goes. Well, you should be back by sundown at the very least, hopefully. Yeah, well, that's good. We have riding dogs too. No. That's not. Murch is already. I don't think he can frown any harder than he is now. It's not. do that. We'll just go, probably take an hour. We'll get back after sunset. You guys don't, have any gates or anything, right? Unfortunately, no. Yeah, we're just gonna go. See ya. Take care. And I'm just gonna have Yaller, since she has the highest handle animal, roll. Well, no, this wouldn't be handle animal. This would be survival to track the goblin dogs. We just fall onto merch. And with a 27, he finds them rather easily. Oh, goodness. I'm getting the burps. Oh, pardonnez-moi. I must drown these burps with some water. So anyways, they find the goblin dogs, take the 2-hour-long journey, or no, I remember it takes like half a day to get to Thistletop, and I sort of mapped this out. It would be roughly, actually, I can map this out right now. Movement. Movement, overland. There we go. Assuming that, let's use the number of miles for a riding dog. It takes about an hour. It takes about, let's say, an hour and a half, since they're not exactly riding dogs, to get to Habe's Sanatorium, where they do, find a hitching post and actually manage to, hitch the goblin dogs, much to their sort of, much to the dog's dislike. Alright, so sorry, what the hell is that? I was having mouth problems. Okay. Sounded like you were trying to speak to one of the dogs. Why do we call them goblin dogs? I've been curious. I don't know. Because, generally speaking, goblins we don't like dogs, right? Right. But yet we call these goblin dogs when they're really more like rats. Anyways, where do you think, how are we doing this? Where's the entrance? Over there, probably. Right. Shall I take points? Probably you and Gretch. If I must. Alright, me and Gretch will take points on the talking. You keep Merch busy. I can keep myself busy, thank you. Non-violently busy, Merch. And they go in to the reception area, but they can't all fit. And in the reception area, they find, it's a reception area. There's a desk, a couple chairs, or 3 chairs, and a cord that hangs from a hole in the wall that reads Ring for service. And Gretch rings the bell, and they hear some scuffling about from behind here, and a few behind the door there, and a few moments later, a sort of well-dressed man comes in. He peeks through the door, scans the room, and looks immediately confused before looking down, and his eyes migrate up into the weird hat he's wearing. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a turban. It kind of looks like a weird turban. Like, it's kind of a turban that's trying to also be like Twi'lek head tentacles. I don't know what it's called, to be completely honest. But his eyebrows migrate up into the headband of his headwear. He goes, hello? Hi. My name's Yaller. This is Gretch. The scarred-looking one out there is Zabas, and we're actually here to admit someone. And Habe hears from outside, "Hey, I'm kidding, why are you here exactly? So this is gonna sound weird, but I got this letter of introduction from Sheriff Hemlock. We're here to talk to Graced, I think his name was. He, the Sandpoint guards kind of got him from the barn. We didn't really get that much information. Yes, I'm aware of Graced. Yes, he is here. May I see the letter? And letter of introduction is handed over. And Grace, Habe, looks it over. Well, all right. Okay. This, you are correct. This is a odd. This is a rather odd request. You're investigating the murders, and Mr. Graced. Just so we're clear. Yes, we are. All right. That's all you're here to do. Yes. All right. If you will come with me into the next room, I'll have some orderlies go up and fetch Mr. Graced, and you can interview him. How many of you are there? 4. Right. This way, please. And he leads them into the room. And he goes over and bangs on a couple of doors. You two, there are some individuals that wish to talk to our most recent patient. If you could go and fetch Mr. Graced, please. I will keep them company. And the party sees 2 tieflings go after a bit of grumbling. They go upstairs and later come back with Mr. Graced Sevilla in tow after a few minutes. Abe, by the moment, with each minute that passes, he's just sitting there and just sweating, just looking nervous for no real reason. Do you want to take care of this, or should I take care of this? I'll talk to him. I'm the talking one, after all, you know. Right. You too. You know what to do. Right. We totally know what to do. And Yaller carefully goes up. Hey, buddy. How are you doing? And as she does this, Gretch is actually going to do a quick heal check. As will Zavis, doing individual checks, however, not aiding each other. Well, yeah, since they're close, you know, they whisper to each other. Gretch leans in. Careful. He looks rather sickly. And Grace kind of sits there on the stool, just rocking back and forth and muttering to himself about they all catch things about like razors and too many teeth. The skin saw man is coming. Razors, teeth. And Yaller is going to Shoobadoop diplomacy. Ooh, a nice 21. Hey, Grace, we're here to talk to you about what happened at the barn. And his sort of milky white eyes slowly turn to Yaller. The barn. You're not the visitors that he said I would get. His lordship, the one that unmade me, said I would get visitors. But you're not the ones that he said. He has a place for them. A precious place. I'm so jealous. He had a message for them that he wanted me to give them. He made me remember it. I hope I haven't forgotten. The master wouldn't approve if I forgot. Let me see. And his eyes slowly scan over the party of goblins before coming back to Yaller. He said that if you came to his misgivings, that if you joined his pack, he would end his harvest in their honor. That was the message that he gave to me to give to them, but I didn't give it to them, I gave it to you. He's going to be very mad with me. Very mad with me. And at this point, knowledge checks, though. Yeah, let's do a knowledge local. See what these goblins know. Yaller got a 14. Gretch got a 17. Merch got a 5. He only really cares about what happens in Thistletop. And Zabas got an 11. So, Gretch, being the sort of kind of shamanly witch that she is, you know, having to deal with visions and portents, she knows a decent amount of the area in the hinterlands, and heard that the name, the misgivings, had to do with a family of nobles that, at their manor, something went screwy, and yeah, now the place is abandoned, supposedly. I think I know what he's talking about when he's mentioned the misgivings. I may have to look at a map. Well, actually, we will have to look at a map. I have no idea where it actually is. He's going to be very mad with me that I didn't give them the message. Very mad with me. And I'm very mad with you that you're not the ones that I was supposed to give the message to. Ah! That hurt my throat a little bit doing that. But, a ripping sound can suddenly be heard as Graced busts out of his straitjacket and lunges at Yaller. And time for initiative. Ooh, dear. I didn't clear the initiative after Giant Enemy Crab. Yaller rolled a 7. Gretch, pardon me, rolled a 9. Merch rolled an 18. And things are gonna be fine, 'cause Zabas rolled a 14. And Graced rolls I did not write that down properly. And Graced rolls a 20. Oh dear. Do the guards get in on this? And will Habe's pants be full of piss? I'm not certain. Not certain. Chupa. Let me check. Okay. Alright, so Graced lunges at Yaller. Who's currently flat-footed because I think that was a rule that I can't remember what rules I have gone over and what I haven't gone over. But basically, start of combat, before everyone acts, they are considered flat-footed. So, any attacks, spell effects, or whatever goes against their flat-footed AC or their flat-footed CMD. So, Graced is gonna attack Yaller with, let me grab the dice roller. An unarmed strike. He doesn't have much other than his fists. And he rolls 21. Now, I don't really need to look at Yaller's sheet to know that that hits, because Yaller's flat-footed is a 16. So, cool. Thankfully, it's an unarmed strike, so it doesn't do too much. Just, 1d3 plus 3, which is a 4. Still hurts for someone who has like 27 health. Need to wet my whistle again real quick because sudden shouting and screaming. More shouting ensues, however, as Merch. Let's do like an easy climb check for him. Yeah. Well, he spends most of his movement trying to get onto the table and then just gets under the table and tries to kneecap Graced with his club. Speaking of which, I need to check to see if I can edit his strength at all. Nope, still can't. Okay, that's cool. He hits. He gets a 15. Yep, he hits Graced. Because Graced has 7 AC, because his only form of armor is a straitjacket. So 9 damage straight to the kneecaps. Zabas doesn't feel like wasting a bomb on this guy, but will shoot him with his crossbow. He will not shoot him. Well, no, he won't, because there's people engaged with him. And shooting into melee without precise shot invokes a -4 penalty, so that takes that 10 down to a 6. But either way, he's going to have to get his crossbow fixed, because as he goes to fire, he hears a clang, and the part of the firing mechanism falls off, and the string, the wire, just flies off on one end, and he's just like, great. Fantastic. Gretch is fine with just fucking up this guy with spells. I forgot to re-prepare her spells. Oopsie doopsie, let's do that now. She's going to take out her bone fetish and rattle it in Habe's, or not Habe, rattle it in Grace's direction, casts Bone Shaker, and he has to make a will save. Make a will save. He's got a +2 on will. Let's see how well he does. He doesn't do that well. He rolls a 6. So that means he takes 8 damage because she rolled so shittily. And she actually throws him up. Well, let's put in the damage first. She rattles his bones and then throws him up against the wall. As she just takes the bone finish and just whips it at like in the direction of the wall. Not like throwing it or anything, but just like moves it that direction. He just sorry. Yaller looks back at the rest of the group like, what the fuck? And uses her longsword. No. Yes. The longsword. Incapacitating him. Well, I mean, he's at 0. And at this point, the orderlies do their best to get Habe. They start ushering Habe out while keeping an eye on Graced, who's going to try and power attack. So, what is his... Okay. +7, because power attack gives you a -1 on... when you power attack, you get a -1 to hit, but if you hit, you would deal an additional 2 damage. And it goes up every 4 BAB that you have. So, it's going to swing and miss. And because he is disabled, conditions disabled, what does that do? 0 hit points. Gonna do a standard or a move action each round, but not both. Moves at half speed. Okay, no, he's not gonna take any damage. No. Taking move actions doesn't risk further injury. I can't speak today. Taking move actions doesn't risk further injury, but performing any standard action, and including some strenuous or free actions, such as casting a quicken spell, deals 1 point of damage after the completion of the act. So he does take damage, and he falls over with a cackle. He's going to be mad. And Merch will just go over to him. And I forgot to re-up Merch's rage points. That's fine. Merch is just gonna take that club of his and just crunch the numbers. Wow. Okay. So he's gonna do a coup de grace. No, wait. No, he can't. That requires a full round action. Well, if not stopped, he's going to do a coup de grace. Which I would still use the damage for that. So we'll just say that Grace is dead because I'm sure that coup de grace. So the DC for that is 10 plus. What was it? 10 plus damage? Yeah. The DC for living through a coup de grace is coup de grace, whatever you want to call it, is 10 plus damage. So that's a 32. He's dead as dicks because he's got a 2 on his fortitude. So he's dead as dicks. Well, that went well. The orderlies look back, look to Habe, who kind of peeks around the corner. Is everything all right? Oh, and he sees the corpse of Grace. Well, to be fair, he did assault you first, so, if you would, perhaps, I had no idea that he would, become violent. All he did was mutter and giggle a little bit when he was in our care, and if I could ask your forgiveness in this matter, I honestly didn't know this would happen. Yaller looks to the rest of the group. Gretch's face is just neutral. Zabas just kind of shrugs. March goes, well, I mean, like you said, he attacked us first, so, well, you know, nothing we can do about that. Right, yes. Nothing could be done. Self-defense and all that. Yeah. We'll keep quiet on the matter. And Yaller has to do a diplomacy check, which succeeds because he's indifferent to them. I believe. Yeah, no, he's not a. Do I have a stat sheet for Habe? Here we are. Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, no, they're fine. Well, yes, like you said, and nothing could be done. We will give him a proper burial, and did you all get all the information that you needed? More or less, yes. And the location of somewhere to investigate. So we will go and do that as quickly as possible. Thank you for your time and opening up your establishment to us. Yes, I suppose you could call it an establishment. Yeah, yes. Anytime, tell Sheriff Hemlock that if he ever needs any help with future patients, he knows where to find me. If you'll excuse me, we need to clean this up. Yes, of course. Let's get the fuck out of here. And the goblins all quickly leave. And once they are sure that Habe and co. are outside of earshot. What the fuck was that? Merch! What the fuck? What? He attacked us. That's fine. We're allowed to defend ourselves. You didn't have to squish his head like a melon. Well, I mean, you don't know. He was sick. What if he had what was it? You said it was the fever? What if he had that? Ghoul fever, yeah. Well, I don't exactly know what ghoul fever looks like. Chances are pretty high that he was probably afflicted with something. I mean, he was afflicted. You saw him. Do you have any way to get this fucking thing fixed? No. I don't. Neither do I. It will probably take some time at one of the stores to get that fixed. Wonderful. Great. Well, then we should get going. It's getting late. In the morning, we need to talk to Hemlock about this Misgivings place. And I need to get my crossbow fixed. Well, yes, then let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go. And another few hours on the road back to Sandpoint. So, you're probably wondering, if you're watching this on the video version, what the fuck's the whole deal with this, the cellar? Well, a lot of this area kind of depended on how your checks went. So, if things went badly, the rest of this place would have ended up being explored and a lot of things would have gotten found. But things went the way that they should have. So, oh well, that happens. C'est la vie. Right, so they get back to Sandpoint and they go to their rooms. I'm just gonna... I need to look something up real quickly. Okay. Shoop. Okay. And that night, While they're sleeping, let's roll perception checks for the goblins. Wow. And keeping in mind that, the minus is for sleeping. I think that's like a -5. Let me look it up real quick. Perception. Sleeping. +10 to the DC. DC was pretty high to begin with. But yeah, no, they don't notice anything. Zubba zubba zubba. Where do they? Okay. So in the morning, as she's wont to do, Sheriff Hemlock shows up. There you are. Sheriff, we were just going to go talk to you. Good. Something else came up. Great. What happened? Come with me. I was going to actually go and try and get my crossbow fixed. Could we do that beforehand? Or can I drop it off beforehand? We have, we train our guards to, man, my throat is boned. We train our guards to, how to properly keep their weapons and equipment. I can have one of my men take care of it while you're briefed on this latest development. Good. Take another. Water. Anyways, so they are led to the barracks, or the garrison, whatever the fuck it's called, where they meet Maester Grump, a farmer, also known as Farmer Grump. I don't know why is his first name Maester? I don't know. I didn't write this shit. The picture for him says Maester Grump, and it's the kind of Maester with like M-A... I'm actually gonna look this up. What the fuck? M-A-E-S-T-E-R? Maester meaning. Maester. Maesters are, okay, a teacher or tutor. So he's like the head, he's like the head farmer. Maester Grump. Alright, sure. Yeah, he's the farmer that teaches the other farmers. Like if some farmer's kid needs to learn how to do farming, they take him to see Maester Grump, and he... Or is that his first name? I don't know. It just says he's named Maester Grump. I'm getting off topic. Anyways. They meet with him, and Sheriff Hemlock goes, Maester Grump, if you could, tell these goblins what you saw. Oh, well, there was... I don't rightly know what the hell happened, but there was a whole foul walking scarecrows in the car in the farmlands, and they creep around at night, and they got some people at the Hambly place. It just ain't. I mean, that place just ain't been right for a few days, but it's gotten even worse with the scarecrows. And there was these weird folks that kind of look like corpses, but they act like wild animals. And they even ate the dog. It was a whole mess. I had blood everywhere. I ran as fast as I could. I don't know if they got anyone else out by the Hamley place, but man, it's just a mess. What are these goblins here? You need to send some guards to clean up the farms from these corpse scarecrow people. Thank you, Farmer Grump. If you'd wait outside, can you take him outside? Yeah, right away, Sheriff. What the fuck was he talking about? I caught corpses, what? So, basically, some of my men picked up Grump as he ran into town screaming about scarecrows. And no one really knows what the hell he's saying. He does sort of smell of alcohol, though, so might be nothing. He might just have gone crazy with booze. I don't know. Ah, yes, the old booze crazies, yes. I believe there's another word for that, Sheriff. Look, don't give me sass, alright? I've had a hard week. And I can, in my authority, have you arrested. If you all could go to the Hambly farm and figure out if he's just drunk, if he's just a drunk, rambling old man, or if there's something behind what he says. I would normally send my men, but we're spread thin enough as it is. Why is that? Well, there are still some men that are a little injured after a certain goblin raid. That being said, there's not too many guards here anyways. It's a small town. And I'll admit, I did go to Magnamar, try and get some help, and they told us to piss off. And while I hate to do it, you all seem capable. So, goblins or not, you guys are our best bet in getting a few extra hands to help out. I mean, we've been relying on you so far for these murders, so that is very true, Sheriff Hemlock. Very true indeed. Speaking of which, we got a little bit more information out of Graced. What happened? What sort of information did you get? It appears that this did indeed involve somewhat the previous heroes. Graced was given a message by this lordship that keeps cropping up. Told them to go to the misgivings and join the pack, as it were. The misgivings, he said. Yes. Do you know anything about the misgivings? Yeah, I know a little bit about it. There's a manor a bit south called Foxglove Manor. Some bad stuff happened down that way, and it was abandoned for obvious reasons. If this lordship is now using Foxglove Manor as his base of operations, then perhaps, well, then I guess that's where his base of operations is. He also worded it as his misgivings. His misgivings. Huh. I don't necessarily like the implications of that. And I'm not... do you all mind if I throw in my own theory? Well, I mean, sure, go ahead. You're the sheriff. We're just the ragtag group of goblins that you hired. Speaking of which, you're not actually paying us, are you? Because, I mean, hired might not be the right word. No, I'm not paying you. Sorry. I didn't actually hire you. You all kind of... Yes, you asked and we said yes. I get it. I'm sure we all get it. Anyways, what were you saying? Right. So there was a guy, Aldern Foxglove, who was in town when the raid happened. He was a little friendly with the heroes. And like I said, this is just a theory. We don't have any evidence. This could just be some criminal looking to put blame on a nobleman. Sometimes that happens, but well, my theory is it could be Aldern Foxglove. Because he said his misgivings, correct? Yeah. Well, it is Foxglove Manor. No, yeah, I see where you're going with that. The question is why, though. That's why I'm not, you know, too keen on pointing fingers. We don't have a why. All we know is there's feral corpses or whatever the fuck involved. And nothing seems to really be too connected so far. The only real connecting piece is the previous heroes. It is a real mess you guys have gotten into. Tell me about it. And Zabas kind of gives Yaller this a bit of side eye. Well, I suppose we'll head off to the farmlands after breakfast, since you tend to show up at the most inopportune times, Sheriff. Yeah, sorry. But, you know, it was important. Yes, I agree, it is important. And we'll take care of it after breakfast. Now then, do you happen to know if my crossbow is done? Yeah, it should be. Come here, I'll take you to the guy, see if it's done. And goblins head back to the Rusty Dragon, where they take their breakfast in a corner as Yaller was going to take her breakfast and get to the table closest to the bar. Zabas goes, over here. Okay. Fine. Going over there, I guess. And then put their plates down and Murch, just shoveling food into his mouth. He got extra helpings. He always gets extra helpings because, he's a hungry boy. So you seem grumpy today, Zabas. Extra grumpy, it seems. Yeah. Yes, I am a little bit extra grumpy. What the hell? Why are we still doing this? Why are we still here? Well, I mean, they asked us for help. No, they didn't. They asked us once for help with the investigation. And now that sheriff is coming by and telling us to help. We didn't sign up for this. We came here looking for money. That's it. After that, we were probably going to go back to Thistletop. Or just go our separate ways. Well, actually, Zabas, if I recall, you knew very well that we were going to get possibly roped into all this. And, well, I'm not too happy about it either, if I'm being honest, but, well, what else can we do? We can go back to what we were doing before, blowing ourselves up with our little alchemical experiments, being a font of wise information to the rest of the tribe. Murch would be ruling over nothing. Barely has a tribe anymore. Still got something. I got women and children. That's something, right? Yes, that's women and children. Who's going to teach the children to fight? You? Yeah. I'll teach them to fight. I'll teach them to fight real good. Make the Thistletops great again. For God, close your damn mouth when you eat. Why? Does it bother you? I can hex you. I will curse you. I can curse you. Did you know that? I will do it. What about you, Yaller? You're quiet. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, we're being told to help out, but is that really so bad? They haven't run us out of town yet, you know? And while I don't know what anyone around town is saying, there's some people here that see us as useful, right? We're not bad goblins to them. Yes, but why does that matter? Why does it matter what they think? I don't know, it's just like... we keep hearing about these Longshanks, you know? And how they hate us, how we hate them. Why? Why do we hate each other? We can help each other out, right? We helped each other out. And there's plenty of people in our tribes that don't like each other. And yet, here we are, working together. So I can't... I mean, when you break it down, it's really just like, you know, a bunch of different tribes. Like, if we say, like, goblins are one tribe and humans are another tribe, if it benefits both of us, we should help out, right? I mean, like, it's either that or wait for someone like Bruthasmus or the demon lady to come by and start ordering us around, and even worse, sometimes tricking us into thinking that, you know, it was all our idea to help out. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's that was what was happening with Rip Nugget, right? He was being tricked. Probably, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You didn't really think too much about stuff. To be fair, you don't think too much about stuff either much. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, I get where you're coming from. And I mean, yeah, I guess. It'd be nice, to get some help. Or at the very least, keep the would-be heroes from, not coming our way and messing us up. The Thistletops need time to heal, after all. And I mean, sure, we're being told what to do, but I agree with y'all there. Why not help them? There's a lot worse things out there than each other. And if these ghouls or whatever, like, if they, what's to stop them from coming after us? What's to stop them from attacking some goblins next? After they're done attacking the people. Fine. I'm not happy about it. And you do realize that if we keep this up, we're going to probably get into more and more shit, right? Yeah. We might have gotten really, I don't know what to say. We might have stepped into the bog thinking it was merely a ankle-deep muddy puddle. Now we're finding out that it's far deeper. And who knows? If things go poorly, we may end up to our necks in shit and mud. Yeah. All said, Gretch. Well, you know me. I'm the tribe witch. Part of my job is to, come up with shit that sounds good. And sounds cryptic. Or what's the word? Cryptic. I don't know. Can we fucking finish our breakfast? I mean, I'm already done with my breakfast. So you're not gonna eat yours. I'm eating my breakfast, Merch. If you want more, fucking talk to the lady that runs the place. And after that, the party gathers up their stuff once more and heads to the farmlands, where this is gonna be fucking fun. Okay. Where? Okay. I'm assuming that the party is gonna be coming in through this direction here. And I know that there's a whole lot of shit on the screen. I know what it means. And you all will find out what it means as I tells you. So they get there. So what are we? Oh, it says right there. Well, barnacles. Anyways, so what are we looking for? Well, I'm assuming we're looking for probably the farm. Now, I don't know about you, but there are things around here. I don't want to be wandering through the fucking crops, potentially getting ambushed. So let's maybe stick to the path. Yeah, probably a good idea. Alright then. Merch, you take lead. Yeah, fine. Does this not have a grid? I can see why it doesn't. All the placement of the X's and what all would be a little nasty, otherwise. Yeah, I'll turn the grid off, it's fine. A lot of words I don't understand there. But anyways, I'll say that by now there would have, y'all would have gotten healed. My roommate just deposited a cat into my room. Not sure why, but sure. So the party quickly gets to a fork in the road. And Murch takes notice of the scarecrow. Hey, what's his name? Didn't Grump say something about the scarecrows? Yeah. Yeah. There were scarecrows walking about. They were walking about at night. Why? Think this is one of them? Maybe. Well, check it out. And Murch looks back at Yaller, looks back at the scarecrow, and just whacks it with his great club. Not like that. What? You said check it out. Like, look at it with your eyes, Merch. Well, I looked at it with my eyes, and then I didn't trust it. So I smacked it. See, it's just a scarecrow. I think. What the fuck is it? What are these even for? I believe farmers put them up to scare away birds that would try and eat the crops. So that is one less bird scarer. Thank you much. Well, shit. Fine. Are they normally filled with straw? I believe so much. Well, shit. Which way should we go? Well, if I remember correctly, I saw if we take the right path. So, to preface this and interrupt myself, when I say the right path, it would be like from the direction that they're coming from. So, using the arrow as sort of the reference of which way they're facing, this would be the right path. If we take the right path, that should allow us to get to the barn, or the house. We'll get there if we take the right path. Right. Okay. Right path it is then. And so they carefully creep down the path, and once they get close, I need to pull up the page for ghouls. Gargoyle, genie, giant ghoul. Here we go. Dubba dubba dubba. As they get close to one of the scarecrows, the scarecrow, I believe a 13 gives me a +1. No. Yes, 13 gives me a +1. One of the scarecrows begins to move. Slowly. Let's see. Well, going from who's in front. Merch definitely notices this and readies his club. Alright. Now this one's not a regular scarecrow, so I'm pretty sure they ain't supposed to move. Yeah, that'd probably be right, Merch. He gets closer. And the scarecrow rips free, because it was basically, it's strung up like a scarecrow would be, so, you know, ropes, kind of on a crude stick cross with ropes binding the arms and legs there, and it rips free and lunges at Merch with a and Time to roll initiative. Because this is not a normal scarecrow. This is, in fact, not a scarecrow at all. Okay. Zavas would be going before Gretch. And the quote-unquote scarecrow would be rolling a 5. Need to pull him off the GM layer and add him to the run-in, in which he is in dead last. Now I also have to look up Alchemist, just to make sure that well, not that he would use okay, yeah, so a regular bomb would just be like a bang. Okay. Zabas going first with his newly repaired crossbow. He's gonna shoot the not scarecrow. And Jesus Christ, he's still grumpy from earlier. He was grumpy the whole way here, and he takes out his grump on the ghoul by rolling a natural 20. So that's 10 damage. Straight up. To the ghoul. And if you are watching the video version, I know it says, 11, but what I usually do, because with the sheets that I use for my games, it re-rolls all the damage instead of just doubling the damage. So I just use the first one that would represent like the normal damage, and then just double that normally. So it's 10 damage instead of 11 damage. Gretch up next will also crossbow and kill the ghoul. It's just suddenly it rips free of its bindings, lurches towards Murch, and just gets 2 bolts, one in its throat and one in like its chest, and falls over and twitches a little bit. I wanted to do something. Well, you'll get plenty of chances to do things. Do you think, do you think they heard us? I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't hear us. I certainly would be surprised if they didn't, but, well. This is interesting, though. Well, what do you mean? Well, most of these scarecrows are strung up like scarecrows. So it shouldn't be too hard to take care of them, I would imagine. Though we can't exactly go around and bash all of them. But, well, as long as we're careful, it shouldn't be too hard. And with that, nope. I'll just do this. Nope. I'll just grab them individually. Some ghouls might have heard something, and the others are going somewhere else. Meanwhile, our group of adventurers, I'm just gonna keep this initiative and treat it like we're back at top, but I will roll more initiative once the time comes. There's a cat fucking around outside. Shooba 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 boop boop. Okay. So the group moves forwards. Oopsie doopsies. No, I'm still on the GM layer, that's why. Group moves forward. Not necessarily being stealthy since they're confident, but the opposing menace is being stealthy. Merch. Okay, Merch doesn't see them. Yaller doesn't see them. Are you serious? 3 13s in a row? Zabas, come on, break the cycle, bud. Okay, a 13. So 3 17s and a 13 versus a stealth of 25. Because they did not notice as they passed by the corn, 3 ghouls pop out and screech. And I believe I still have the +2 somewhere here. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Going from bottom to top. But since this is a surprise round, the ghouls go before the goblins. And what a surprise this round is. With a 3, an 8, and a 17 coming from the ghouls. So, Ghoul, 17 Ghoul is going to attack Gretch. With a bite. He's going to lurch out from the corn. and try and feast upon goblin flesh, but miss, because I'm pretty sure that Gretch's flat-footed is higher than 5. Ghoul that rolled an 8 will jump out and claw at Yaller twice and miss both times. The Ghoul that rolled a 3 will attack Merch with claws, and Merch does not have... No. Okay. Never mind. The Ghoul rolled an 18 and a 3. Merch's flat-footed AC is 19. So no. None of them hit. And this is where Zabas is going to start throwing bombs. Using his precise bombs to miss everyone. Because I believe precise bombs, it's select a number of squares equal to intelligence modifier that are not affected by splash damage. So, basically every square that, would have Yaller and Gretch would not be affected. He's throwing it at the Ghoul in the middle. The other 2 will take splash damage. So the Ghoul in the middle takes 6 damage. And the other ones take level plus splash damage. I'm looking at the wrong spot here. Splash damage is equal to minimum damage of the bomb. So, it's what, a 2d6 plus 4. So that's 6 damage all around. Okay. Neat. Gretch still doesn't have... Man. I should have had her buy a thing. Doesn't matter. At the moment, because she has a wand. She's going to expend 1d4 plus 1 at the Ghoul nearest her. 2 points of force damage. Merch bares his teeth, remembers that he's not supposed to bite, and then he's actually gonna get around behind it and just cave the poor bastard's skull in. Yep, he rolls a 14, that meets. That's 1 Ghoul that is gone. Forgot to do that for Zabas. Okay, 17. Counter 17. Did not like that. Will now full round. Gretch. So D20, the bite first. Oh, it's all plus 3s. That's good. Bite and 2 claws. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 17 is the highest. Does that hit? No. Because she has 20. An 11, a 17, and a 4. The other one's still going for Yaller. So 1, 2, 3 on a full round. 2 13s and a 15. Not going to do it with an AC of 19. Yaller shall retort with a long sword. A strike from the long sword. And a crit as well. Natural 20 for a total of 23. Max damage on that bad boy brings it to a 12 minus 1, 11. That's still, she doesn't even like yelp the first time that they came out of the corn, and she just swings upwards and just lops the ghoul's head off. That ghoul's dead, remove him. That ghoul's dead, remove that one. Zabas, seeing that everything's taken care of, it's just gonna brandish his club, get around for flanking, and not kill it, but wound it fairly well. This last guy is looking pretty rough. And then that's Merch's sheet. I wanted Gretch's sheet. Thank you. Gretch is gonna burn another charge of magic missile and practically just shove it in the dude's mouth and blow him to Kingdom Come with 3 damage, which is enough to kill him because he had 2 HP left. Well, that answers our question. They do know we're here. Come on. Let's get to the fucking farmhouse. And they get to the fucking farmhouse. Aware of what's coming. And once they get to the farmhouse, they see on the porch 3 more ghouls just waiting for them, and a sickly looking humanoid with overalls, ratty, kind of torn overalls, who looks a bit more sickly than Graced was. And he points to the goblins and goes, "Feast upon the intruders." And more. Oh, I'm just using, gotcha. Wait, am I using the same? Yeah. Oh, okay, ghasts are ghouls with the advanced monster template. So let me roll for the 3 ghouls. A 14, a 10, and a 4. A 14. That's not great. They're a little clumped. A 10. And a 4. Top of the round. Gotta get to it. Top of the round. Gotta get to it. 4. And I've not fucked around with the advanced monster template too often, but here we go. The quick rules for an advanced creature. +2 on all rolls, including damage, and special ability DCs, +4 to AC and CMD, and +2 to hit points / hit dice. Thankfully, his health has already been rolled, so he has a 4 to initiative. No? Yes? I mean, it says +2 to all rolls, so I would assume that yes. He has +4 initiative. Bada 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 bada. Yep. Okay. An 18. I need a bookmark. So I'm gonna have to maybe look a bit closer. Just to make sure I'm doing things right. Okay. 18. Yep, nope, that's a big old clump of undead. 18, 14, 10. Yaller is effectively surrounded by the undead on the initiative list. Zabas doesn't have to use precise bombs. And just... oh, no, wait. Oh, poop. I forgot last time he did that. The ghouls that got splashed were supposed to reflex save for half. Totally forgot that. Doing it now though. The ghast gets slammed with a big old 13 points of damage as he rolls. As Zabas just rolls a 26 versus touch. And the ghouls roll reflex saves with a DC of 18. 1, 2, 3. One of them saves. I guess rolling in like initiative order. 1, 2, 3. So 14 would take half, which is 3 damage. The rest take 6. A full 6 points of damage. Gretch, knowing that these are undead, will bring out the bone fetish. No. Yeah. She'll bring out the bone fetish, but she won't target the ghast. Well... Nah, she'll target the ghast. Bring out that bone fetish. And make him roll fortitude. To not get... Oh, right, because it's undead, it has it's different. Okay. So it has to make a fortitude save. And fails. And she shakes the bone fetish in the ghast's direction, and it immediately seizes up. What have you done to me? Oh, you'll see. And she turns the bone fetish, and she makes the ghast turn, and the party sees it raise up one of its wicked claws and slashes at the ghoul in front of it. You manipulate the undead force to make an immediate action to either move up to its speed or make a single attack against a creature of your choice. Yeah, so hey. That would be a +5 with a claw. That would miss the... Well, no, it wouldn't. Because they're flat-footed. That would meet the one in front of it. So, I gotta look something up, actually. Nope, that's wrong. Creature types and subtypes. Undead. Immune to paralysis. Okay. Cool. 1d6 plus 3 slash takes him out. Just takes out the one in front of him. He kind of jerkily slashes the back of the ghoul in front of him, and it goes down with a... And the other ghoul beside him looks at the ghast, confused. And while he's distracted, Murch rolls up with that fucking great club of his and baseball swings as the ghoul just crunch goes the ghoul's head, and it falls over. The ghast on its turn. Stop doing what you're doing. Hey, you, quit that. I'm recording a podcast. You're making noise. The ghast on its turn makes a save to try and resist the continuing effects of Bone Shaker. Duration and instantaneous. So it would. The effect would have ended, is what I mean. The ghast will then look at. The ghast would then. What are your tactics? You don't have them. Cool. My throat. God. It's like, hey, what did you do today? And I screamed and impersonated a goblin. And that's why my throat is all fucked up. God. This campaign is going to be the death of my throat. Okay. He's mad at Gretch. And he has enough movement to get to where she is. Okay, so on the map, it's not a great representation, but for the sake of ease and brevity, they are within at least, a full round of movement of the farmhouse. So he's gonna go up and try and bite. Sure. He's gonna try and go up and bite Gretch after the humiliation. Gretch has 20 AC, so that's not gonna cut it. The other living ghoul shall get revenge for his brother, his fallen brother, and shall take 2 claw swipes at Murch. A 7 and a 17, not gonna cut it. Yaller is gonna sing a sweet song. Oh, hey, listen to me sing. My words make your ears bleed. And expends a point of stuff of Bardic Performance to use Word Strike on the Ghast. Half damage for fleshies, though. Let me just double check. Sound Striker. Half damage to a living creature. That's a point of contention. Yes, it is. A living creature. So, Word Strike. At 3rd level, a Sound Striker Bard can spend 1 round of Bardic Performance as a standard action to direct a burst of sonically charged words at a creature or object. This performance deals 1d4 plus Bard's level of damage to the object, or half this damage to a living creature. What the fuck does it do to undead? I mean, by definition, they are not alive. They are once living. Frick. Sure. Sure, it was once living. Plus, I mean, it's only like 2 types of enemies that this can really be useful against, and that's constructs, which are technically moving objects, and undead. So he would take the full 6 points of damage. Because the undead have no constitution. Well, no, it just does damage, huh? Okay. I'll make a caveat. So for constructs and the undead, they would probably need to make a check of some sort of fortitude, perhaps. So that would be, what's the DC? Shooby-doo-wah. Let's go with DC for, like, Fascinate and whatever. So that'd be 10 plus half the Bard's level plus Charisma, which would be 15. On a failed, the Ghast shall take full damage. I have spoken. And so it shall be. He failed with a 13. Okay. With the not-so-sonorous sounds of Yaller screeching into the Ghast's ears, its ears do in fact bleed, and it screeches and falls over dead again once more. I will continue to add adjectives. Zabas shall crossbow the last ghoul and deal a point of damage. One single solitary point of damage. He rolled a 23. Minus 4. That's still a 16. The ghoul's AC is 14. So that still hits and still deals 1 damage. Gretch will go and do the same. Not hitting it, though. Merch just grins and swings again. Doesn't kill it instantly, though. He only deals 6 damage to the ghoul, who then retaliates in full force. 1, 2, 3. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Rolls a 21, an 18 plus 3, and then a natural 20, so a 23. And then an 18, but the 18 doesn't hit. Just barely misses. Okay, so this is going to be fun. A bite, and a claw. 8 and 6 for a total of 14 damage. Yeah, 14 damage. And then Merch has to make 2 fortitude saves. Just seeing if he has anything that... Oh, Merch can't be caught flat-footed. Cool, cool. Zubba zubba. Okay, no, there's nothing that will boost his fortitude. So 2 fortitude saves. Well, actually, 3 fortitude saves. 1 for disease. Well, yeah, 1 for disease. He's fine, and 2 for paralysis. He's fine. The DC was 13, and he rolls a 16, a 19, and he plays a little with danger with a 14. So he's neither diseased nor paralyzed. Yaller will holler and cause the remaining ghoul to fortitude. Doodle-doodle-doo. Doo-doo-doo. 6, it'll not. So she's gonna sing another song of pain and... Ouch! Rolls max damage. So that's a big ol' 4 plus 4. And that boy's got a 3 health points left. He's gone. He's gone. Not necessarily like rendered to dust or anything, but yeah, he's pretty bad. Well, that was a ghast, right? That was ghast. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was a ghast. Don't think that was his lordship, though, right? Probably not. I mean, if the sheriff's idea is, if his theory is correct, then his lordship would probably be a bit more well dressed. And while they're having this discussion, Gretch pokes over the body and finds a key. It's an iron key that sort of hanging around his neck with a leather cord, and it bears a symbol of a flower surrounded by thorns. Gretch does not recognize the symbol, but knowing that we're dealing with possible nobility, shall roll a knowledge nobility and knows nothing, and sees that this guy doesn't really have any other gear on him. We'll hand over the key. Here, I found this on the guy. Oh, what do you got there? Let's see if I can get Zabas to help Yaller. Or if he knows. Zabas would know. I've seen this symbol before. There was, when I was younger, a hunting party, I believe, and one of the guards had this symbol on it. I believe I heard something of the name Foxglove, so I believe this may be the symbol of the foxgloves. So, does this key go to any of these buildings? Probably not. But we can check. Why don't you and Merch check out the farmhouse, and Gretch and I will check out the barn. Alright. Sure. Come on, Merch. And they do so, and Yaller and, well, the barn itself is a rather strange looking barn. It's actually, it's an L-shaped building constructed around what looks to be like a 12-foot tall stone head, with a mouth agape, I believe. Yeah, let's go with that. And it is, the head itself has like some moss on it, and is being used to prop up most of the barn. It smells of rot and feasted upon flesh, and there are sort of a macabre tangle of bones and partially eaten carcasses, mostly livestock, but looks to be some farmers as well. And inside the farmhouse, it's in a terrible state as well. There's there are corpses of a woman and 2 boys. And a corpse of a man. And on the man's chest is the same Sahidron rune. A single scrap of parchment pinned to his tunic. Though this time, where the note, unlike last time where the note was addressed to Alsana, this note is addressed to goblins. You and you alone have brought this fearful harvest. They are dead because of you, and more shall join them soon. Signed, your lordship. Fuck. Come on, let's show this to the rest of them. What about these? I don't fucking know. They're humans. What, do you want us to bury them? I mean, perhaps. Or at the very least, lay them out in the field and let the animals have at them. Perhaps bury them. It'd probably be better for the soil. Later, let's just figure out what the fuck we're doing. And so the group reconvenes. So, what'd you guys find? This. Oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's just us. Sort of. Yes, it is. We are now officially involved in this murder case. Unfortunately. So what now? Well, what did you find in there? A murdered family. What about you? Some farmers, it looks like, and some livestock. Well, if that guy, the maester, that's like the head guy, right? Yeah, probably. We should probably take a look. Scan the area. Find survivors. Do something with them. I don't know. We should... I know that those scarecrows are not scarecrows, but we should do something about them as well. And then... what? Bury them? That's a lot to do. It's a lot of burying if we're gonna be burying everything. Right, that's what I was thinking. We could, I don't fucking know. Maybe gather them all and burn them. Where? We're fucking surrounded by farmland, Birch. We light a fucking fire here, this whole all this corn is gonna burn up. And then who knows what else. Well, yeah, but like, I don't know, make a pile of bodies and I don't know, a ring of stones or something, and fucking burn them. Dig a pit. I don't know. Or we could burn them in the barn. Yeah, burn them in the barn. It'll be a real barn burner. Yeah, let's do that. Fine, fine, fine. Let's just get this all done and taken care of. Okay, so for the sake of brevity and the need to not edit, I will just have them go clockwise, and on the video portion, and well, I guess this is more an explanation for the people who are listening to the audio version. I'm going to be taking a token and bringing it to the token layer from the GM layer. And the first round before attacks are done. I wouldn't necessarily say that these are helpless. They're at the very least entangled slightly. Bound. I'll say before, and since Merch is probably going to be leading the group, before Merch swings, I'm going to have a ghoul scarecrow roll to see if he can bust out, and if he doesn't, then Merch is going to swing, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so the first goblin, the first ghoul has to roll a, you know what I shouldn't have done? I shouldn't have closed the book. That is my fault. Has to roll a DC 15, a strength check. But he has 13, has a nice 13 strength, so has a +1, and does not, so Merch, will, well, no, since he's helpless, as a full round, yeah, basically, if they don't bust out, Merch is just going to coup de grace. So that's coup de grace. Undead, though. No, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a thing, isn't it? Immune to massive damage. Immune to any effect that requires a fortitude save. Okay. So no, he's just gonna swing at it. Dropping it to dealing 6 points of damage to it. Yaller will sword it, dealing 5 points of damage to it. And Gretch will shoot it, dealing 6 points of damage. Next two ghouls. They both get their, because whenever someone comes within 30 feet, they get their things, so they both fail. Merch and Yaller will gang up on the first one. Great Club, 8 damage. I keep forgetting. 8 damage and 1 damage. Okay. And on the second one, Gretch and Zabas. 4 damage. Well, actually, no. The 1 damage wouldn't have it because it's, she rolled a natural 1. And while melee attacks get +4 bonus, that's still not enough to pierce its leathery hide. Gretch deals 4 damage, though. And Zabas deals a bomb. He's going to throw a bomb into the center of them. Well, they're helpless. So they don't necessarily... Their reflex is going to be dog do. Yeah, no, they both take 6 damage. One of them dies outright. I've lost my mouse. There it is. And then the one that remains gets its strength. Does not do it. Merch will go up and Great Club it. And he loves going clubbing and kills it. Next set of ghouls. I can just get rid of the turn order at this point. Well, I say that. I shouldn't have done that. But you know what? Fine. I did it. Whatever. Strength check, strength check. Okay. Shit. You know, it's like getting punished, almost, for what I did. It's like, oh, you got rid of the turn order, did ya? Well, gotta make you re-roll initiative, because these motherfuckers just love attacking people when they get too close. Son of a bitch. Making me look the fool. Well, poop. Okay. Zabas will go before Merch. And these boys, these zombie boys are gonna be rolling higher than the rest of the party. Yaller. One of them will go after. They'll both go after Yaller. In initiative order, I mean. Because while one did roll a 19, its modifier is +2, while hers is everything. +3. Yaller shall cast Cord of Shards. An ability I never thought she would get to use. So she clears her throat, and then I should really take off. No, yeah, they still. I think bards are wearing medium or heavy armor. So okay, she's wearing light armor, so that is fine. She's not subject to arcane spell failure chance. She clears her throat and belts out a sonorous sound, and I need to re-roll it because it did not roll damage. Okay, 7 damage if they do not save for half. No. Reflex negates. Okay. And they have 2. No, they both take 7 damage. As Yaller belts out this note, shards of glass, almost like, yeah, pretty much glass, sort of form in the air and shoot out in a cone towards these ghouls, who don't like that and will rush her. One attempting to bite, one attempting to claw her. Bite. Claw. Well, poopy. Okay. Yeah, bite and one of the claws hits. Well, okay. So the bite, let's resolve that first. 1d6 plus 1. 2 damage. And then Yaller has to make 2 fortitude saves. 1 against disease. She's fine with the 21. And 1 against paralysis. She's fine with the natural 20. And then she gets clawed again. Or she gets clawed for 6. And has to make another save against paralysis. Well, that's unfortunate. Zubba-dubba-dubba. Yeah. Nope. She gets struck by the 2 ghouls. One tearing a bit of flesh out of her arm, and one drawing a bit of blood. And after the claw mark, after she gets clawed, she goes, ah, 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 and her muscles begin to seize. And then Zabas just sighs and throws another bomb, targeting the one on the right. So the other one shall make a reflex for half. Reflex for half. Will not, so he will take the full brunt of the splash damage. And the other one's just, well, they're both gone. Because the one takes 13 damage from a direct hit to his cranium. And the other one takes 6 splash damage. And because undead have no constitution, anytime they hit 0, they're Dunyan rings. So, keeping with the top, going back to top of the initiative, going back to Ghoul Town, he gets his He gets his 1. He gets his strength check. And then Merch will murder him with a natural 20. That's 14 damage. That man's dead. Now this one's a fun one. Because there's a group of 4 ghouls. So this one's going to be fun. But yeah, 7 plus 4, that's like 21 damage. Now he's gone. Over here. Reposition the goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4 strength checks. Wow. Okay, none of them make it. Clubbing the closest ghoul with 12 nearly kills it. Yeah, nearly kills it. Rolled a 10 plus 4 because they are helpless. Meets his AC. Yaller's gonna just come by and try and finish him off. Does not. Gretch is going to finish him off because she's going to switch to her wand of magic missile and 1d4 plus 1 will get you 2 damage, which is all you need. Which is it's really all you need, you know. And they're close enough. They're helpless. And they're probably not going to save, but let's roll anyways. Cool. Zabas is going to throw a bomb. Not completely killing the center man. But burning them up real good with the ones nearby. Alright, Zabas, 1 less bomb. 3 strength checks. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Merch goes to the closest one. Really, dude? 5 damage? Fuck you, dude. Okay. Yaller, get dollar. Finishes him. What am I doing? Gretch. Magic missile. Finishes him. Why do I keep going to the lair? No, what am I doing? I'm losing the plot. I'm going insane. Zabas. Crossbow. Pachu. 3 damage. Doesn't kill him. He needs to die. He's shrieking. He's flailing. Or not really flailing about, but struggling against his bonds. Can't do it. Merch will just finish him off. Okay. The last 2. The final 2 ghouls. These ones are not close enough, however, to each other. So, they will have to be dispatched. The bottom one breaks free. Top one does not. The bottom one shall get a 5 on the initiative check. gonna rip free of his bonds, land on the ground, and get just a mouthful of club and a chest. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Let me redo that. Because technically, since we're in initiative, Yaller goes first. So Yaller swords him. He hisses or whatever I just did. Gets chest full of sword. Zabas will crossbow the one that is strung up. Pertnir gets a crit on the poor sucker, which would have been real great because he rolled a 6 on the damage, so he max damaged. And then Merch will not. Well, no, he won't hit. Gretch will also crossbow. But miss the one remaining ghoul. Or, no, well, I mean, they're still both there. The one that's strung up won't be able to break free. The other one will attack Merch. For a full round. 3 attacks, 2 of which hit. 1 of which is the bite. So 1d6 plus 1. Bite and claw for 4. And Merch has to make 3 saves. The paralysis, I totally forgot. It didn't come to play last time it happened, but the paralysis lasts for 1d4 rounds. Save against disease. Ooh. Didn't make it. Needed a 13. Got an 11. First paralysis, second paralysis. He's not paralyzed. But he has an onset of 1 day. The frequency of 1 day. Okay. It's going to be fun. Fun for the whole family. Yaller will continue her attack with the longsword. And deal a paltry 1 damage. Zabas will shoot again. And deal 1 damage. Merch didn't like that. But he's not going to rage. Well, no, he's not going to rage. He's going to smash the goblin's face in, though. Goblin, the ghoul's face in. Gretch will shoot a man, dealing 2 damage. I will use the remaining ghoul. I'm just going to keep the initiative order. I'm getting tired, if you haven't noticed. He doesn't break free. So it's safe to assume that Yaller didn't hit. But it's safe to assume that he's going to die very soon. Like now, for instance, when Zabas hits him for 4 damage with a 25 on the attack roll. And they do eventually find two living um, two living farmers. Gratchover is suspicious. They find the first farmer. And while he's thanking Zabas, she whispers, so I'm fairly certain that they are afflicted as well. So, what should we do? What do you mean, what should we do? We're not going to kill them. I mean, it would be wise to do so. But I will agree, yes, that probably not a good thing. Especially if we are looking to be in the good graces of the humans. I do not have any means of curing their disease as well. So I do not have the means with which to do so. So well, actually, would she? Because she's an herb witch. Well, I do not have spells, but I perhaps can brew something up. Well, then, yeah, let's do it. All right. Okay, so she will make a... she'll use herb lore. She has 6 of those per day. She'll use 2 of them. For now, unless one of them fails. And to create a cure-all, she must attempt a profession herbalist check against the save DC of anyone disease or poison currently afflicting the consumer. If the disease or poison does not allow saving throws, the remedy is ineffective. Okay. Oh man, she could have been using this cure-all on Murch's fatigue. I just realized, because it can also end blinded, deafened, fatigued, nauseated, or sickened with a DC 25 if the condition was caused by an effect that does not allow for a save. So, cool. Okay, profession, herbalist. The 2 farmers. Oh, thank you so much for saving us. We were attacked in the night by these creatures. Yes, we know. Here, Drink this. It will taste terrible, but it will cure you of your ailment. Ailment? Yes, these creatures that attacked you carry an affliction. And no doubt you have contracted it, but this will cure you. Okay, and they both drink the draught, and then and then Gretch looks at Yaller and Merch. Speaking of which, we should check both of you. I should check the both of you, just to make sure you're not afflicted as well. Last thing we need is one of you suddenly getting a taste for flesh. And she will do a couple heal checks, find out that Merch is afflicted. Merch, I'm going to have to ask you to take some medicine. Does it taste good? No, it does not. It's rather thick as well. Fine, whatever. And with her profession, herbalist beats the DC of a 13. Merch sucks it down. And it's coating my mouth. That's gross. That's really nasty. I've had worse, but it's really gross still. Go, you two, go and rest, or return to your families, at the very least. Do both. Return to your families and rest. Thank you. Thank you both. All of you. We really didn't expect, goblins to help out. Yes, well, it's, a lot of interesting things can happen in life. So, yes. Anyways, go. Right, yes, just we'll get out of here. Okay. That took a while. And we didn't exactly... Let's go back to the, farmhouse. Why? I thought we were done. We are done, but we didn't exactly look thoroughly over the farmhouse. We sort of came back once we found the letter. Oh, yeah, alright. And so they go back, they look over the farmhouse. And find... Shall have them all roll perception as they are going over the house with the fine-tooth comb now. Or you just have some, like one of them. Let's have one helm the check, and the rest are helping. Let's have that be Yaller helming, and the rest of them give a +2, since they used the aid action, which gives the person doing the check a +2 for each aid. So that's 24 total. They do find a stout wooden coffer under one of the floorboards. Zabas will then disable device and unlock it after finding it locked and not trapped. Inside is quite a lot of stuff. A bunch of leather pouches, each containing 100 silver each, totaling 3,400 silver pieces, which is like 34 platinum, I think. Well, this is certainly a lot of money. Yeah, it is. I don't like that tone. No, you wouldn't. What? Well, it would be good to get in sort of the good graces of, you know, the humans. This again. Wonderful. I'm just saying. This belonged to someone, right? Maybe, we bring it to the mayor. And she probably knows, or whoever, bring it to the sheriff. Bring it to whoever is in charge, and they'll pass it out to the farmers, right? They probably know the people here. We don't. I know that much. Fine. I know that you're going to insist, so fine. Zawis looks to Gretch. Don't look at me. I'm fine with it. As long as we keep getting paid by these people and we're able to keep whatever we find that doesn't belong to other people, then I say go for it. Don't look at me. I don't give a fuck. We already got enough money. Fine, I'll hold on to it. And then we'll return it to the sheriff or whoever. And with that, they do head back and tell Sheriff Hemlock about what transpired and that they shall be going to Foxglove Manor, and that shall be done in the next episode. Because that's a whole thing in and of itself. And I got a lot of, stuff to... bodies to count and XP to tally up. And I also have to figure out what to do with this. Because here's the thing with the website that I'm using to distribute the audio version of this podcast. You see, the thing is, it only allows up to 3 hours of audio. And I have been recording for 3 hours and 5 minutes. Give or take a minute for, when I added the intro. So, how long do I have to vamp? Is the question. Very good question. I mean, I could probably vamp for however long I need to. It's fine. I gotta say, this has been greatly entertaining. So far. I don't know how things are going to go once it gets to, boss fight territory. But things will it'll certainly be in boss fight territory when it gets there. So, man, that'll be a thing when that happens. It'll certainly be a test of this party's prowess. Man, I think. Let's see, when would boss fight territory happen? I mean, definitely, in the near future, next episode, there's gonna be a boss fight. For certain. For sure. For sure, gonna be a boss fight in the next episode. And then maybe 2 episodes after that, there's probably gonna be another one. Or, I don't know. It might be a string of hard fights for the party. But who knows for certain? Certainly not I. Well, I mean, yeah, I do, but it's here's the thing. You never know with a party if it's gonna be hard, if a fight's gonna be hard or not. So it's a boss fight that is challenging on paper. It looks challenging on paper, and then the party gets to it and just breezes through it, So it's hey, that was a super easy fight. Though, I mean, that tends to happen a lot more with, in Pathfinder than it does in D&D. So I know with D&D, after a certain level, bosses tend to have, legendary actions and legendary resistances. Pathfinder, it's really just a bit more of a numbers game. Numbers and how much fuckery, that's kind of the problem with, first edition Pathfinder. It's how much more fuckery do you have versus how much fuckery in terms of feats and abilities does the enemy have in terms of late game stuff. And also who goes first and what do they do, an enemy wizard could easily just, they get to go first, so they throw a fireball into the middle of your group, and they're like a 7th level wizard or something, so that's like 7d6 or whatever. Or however much damage that is. 7th level wizard? Fireball. Yeah, 7d6 was right. It's 1d6 points of fire damage per caster level. So 7d6 points of fire damage. So it's not all fuckery based, but it's definitely like what's the word I'm looking for here? It's definitely numbers dependent. There's a lot of math, but hey, thankfully with these, with these digital sheets, a lot of the math is kind of taken out. Yeah, you gotta add it in, but all you gotta do is click a button, and it does the math for you. That being said, I would love to do like in-game Pathfinder. Maybe not first edition, because that's a lot to keep track of. Like, man, that's a lot to keep track of. But there are like websites and stuff that can help you keep track of it. But yeah, it can be rough. See, I want to make the recording time like 3 minutes, 37. 3 hours, 30 minutes. Because then I wouldn't feel too bad about, like, having to vamp. But at the same time, I've been talking for 3 hours. So I would like to give my throat a rest. Perhaps. So I guess that's what I'll do. All right. So, thank you all for listening, and especially to me ramble here at the end. If you heard me starting to vamp, and then, actually it really depends on where I decide to like split it. But anyways, if you are listening to me vamp and ramble on, then shit. That's a bit of dedication that I did not expect. But if you completely ignored this second episode, that will obviously go up. Or the second part of the episode, that will obviously go up. Even though it's like 20 minutes long or whatever, then kudos to you, I suppose. But if you ignored it, then you're not missing much. Again, it depends on where I split it. I'll try and split it like after the in-game talking is done, so that you don't actually miss much. But anyways, there may be stuff I can't. Who knows? Anyways, I'm rambling again. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. If you're on the audio, or if you're on the YouTube. And as always, I'm your forever DM. And I'll see you in the next episode.